It's going to be no.
I think Nah would make the most sense when it comes to T1 and Canna just in general.
Yeah.
I liked all of the other hovers a lot more. However, we will just get the Nah, so no need to learn anything new here today, ladies and gentlemen. It is the classic Camille versus Nah matchup. And Nah should have a fair bit of pushing power in the early stages until Camille naturally takes over. Israel does offer a little bit himself, and the Frozen Thralls, ladies and gentlemen, never forget.
Yeah. And you expect this. I don't think as owner you ever actually have to say
Will connect as Will is coming in, but Owner is already here. Faker claws his way out. Now Owner looking for Willa, but no, not going to work out. Just Chovy. That's not the real one.
Same. Go bot again to try and dive, and I'm loving this early proactive look from Hanwha.
Vista's diving on in here. He's got the Ignite onto Faker. Not as much healing from the Frozen Tomb as the claw comes out. He flashes. Oh, Pix, can you help? Nope. Not going to be enough there, as Faker's even going to eat some popcorn chicken on the way out. Yeah, and if you look at the stats, you wouldn't be too sad as a T1 fan, as right now you're certainly not, as Morgan is just going to get taken out pretty comfortably here. And Morgan is going to get a nice little stun there. Owner does come through, but Vista and Willa are closing in. There's the ulti from Morgan. Can they lock down Owner? It's a big Gnar into the wall. Owner tries to flash away, but Morgan is immediately after him. Now Canna down to about half as Vista has to flash away. Good safeguard to help keep him safe. But Willa's going to have to sacrifice himself for it as Chovy has now teleported in. Chains will connect onto Kerry, who gets taken down low. Now Deft trying to funnel them through here. Doesn't have the arrow, but there's the volley onto Faker. Claw of Doom to come through as Faker may have sacrificed himself, but no, he has the Frozen Tomb, and now Morgan diving in one more time. T1, their health bars are so low, but it does not matter. They finish off the Camille and win out in the skirmish. As Willa now will force out an Arcane Shift. That is about that. As we've got 10 seconds on this first Mountain Drake of the game. You can see neither team wanting to give this one up. Claw comes through. It's a really nice pillar, as we're not going to be able to get over the wall, and Willa will just be taken down. And they will hopefully be able to trade something for the death of their Nah, but no, not going to be able to quite do it here, as the arrow is going to connect onto Faker, denied the claw, as the kick actually moves more to save him, as Willa is going to get ulted by the Lulu. Now Def trying to chase after them. Chovy looking for Carrier, as Faker goes golden for some reason. Might have been a little bit of a mistake, but does find the claw once again. But Vista will be able to take him down. Now the rest of Harmon Life Esports, they're so mobile. They're closing in. And it is going to be Carrier taken down. Deft destroying one of his best friends. Very sad, but this is the Rift. It is do or die for these players.
Alphas are low.
They're very much trying to deny this. Gumayushi is still uber dangerous.
There's Kana
Against Harmon Life Esports, but so is Def. Close to full health as Guma looking to try and take the blast going, but Def finds the auto attack. And Will is still keeping this Baron leash. Now Canna's trying to get out of there, but the Frost Shot is slowing him down, and Harmon Life Esports are just killing them one by one. Canna now trying to turn this, does almost have the Narbar, but he's polymobbed. And he was adorable before. He's even more adorable and then dead, unfortunately, in T1. That's a lot of losses, one after the other.
Now Hanwha live.
Yeah, Deft is doing a lot of damage right now. Rageblade is now completed, and that's only going to even augment that further, as that's a flash over the wall from Chovy. Faker just dives in on top of him, as he does get the Whimsy shield, but he's now out of the fight. His owner dives into the pit, but he's just taken down. Willa will be exhausted, but all 5 members are still alive on Harmon Life, and they're the ones with a smite in this pit. No, they're not actually. Willa, it's on cooldown, as Morgan looking to dive in. This is going to be shaky, because they have to try and wait out a smite, or just try and battle it with the damage that they have. They look for the turn instead, and Morgan just takes down the backline. Faker going golden, but unfortunately, he is not going to be able to do anything in the shadow of his own trophy provided by Carrier. He will be taken out. Gumayushi over the wall. Just don't think he's going to be able to do anything. And Hanwha, they win another fight, and it looks like this time they'll be able to get a Baron.
And it is an all-or-nothing attempt to try and take down Chovy. And as it turns out, it's not 78 health on the Baron. Definitively, but of course the state right now for T1 isn't great. Faker!
Oh yeah, Faker just going to be chain CC'd, and he can't even claw his way out. Now Morgan looking for Carrier. He's put into the Hextech ultimatum, and he doesn't have the answer for it. It's a double kill for Chovy, and Harmon Life Esports now have a purple worm on a silver platter.
And I was just about to launch it. How can T1 come back? Because while it's unlikely, it's not impossible. They do still have a lot of initial blow-up power. But you need Faker. You need it all starts with that Lysandra.
Yeah.
Because the Sunrise is the one that sets up for a possible Gnar play, right? If Kana finds a multi-man stun, that's fine. But without the setup,
Chovy
probably
and
not getting
Carrier
that.
on anti-owner duty. Let's see what they can do. They dive into the pit alongside him. He goes golden, but the Baron not in smite range just yet. The Baron's going to be taken by Willa, and the Viego is taken down as well. Faker has teleport, but he's not alive for another 5 seconds time. Now just all grouping under this one last lone bastion of hope, but it's another arrow that connects onto Faker. He does manage to get his Zhonya's off as everyone's going golden. Faker is now going to use his ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. Chovy just dives in on top of him now. Owner trying to keep himself alive as Morgan's right in there in the backline, and the wallets are so heavy. Hanwha are flashing forward, and Canna will be the last one to go down. Hanwha Life Esports, a clean ace outside of Willa falling down, and the Nexus will also fall. 38 minutes.
And we joke, but it's good to see this Hanwha live again, and I just hope that it isn't just for this game, and we go back to business as usual in the next one. But with
I don't want to have to say gosh darn it again, because I mean, swearing is not allowed on the broadcast. But
no, you have Jhin, so that's also not helping, because Jhin is not a carry that is gonna be happy when everyone around him is going to be very tanky, and it will be the more traditional setups. I think set mid for Chovy, and then Morgan on the top. Camille. I want the Kench to be top, but it never will be.
I really want the Kench to be top. Camille mid, Camille versus Renekton mid lane, and then Willard camping.
Fine as well.
This is the thing. I think that Hanwha Life really have had their finger on the pulse when it comes to the draft so far today. Rift Herald, you're pretty happy.
I was really worried, because this was not worth it all, right? Like, yes, you pick it up, and I think that going for the Herald is fine, but then Hanwha Life's response was, let's go and pick up the farm in our lanes, and T1's response was, and then...
Chains of Corruption land. Oh no, Faker's just dead. Will is going to grab that kill. Cute little penguin there as well. Really nice.
Monstrously fed cannon. Morgan again falling behind. We saw last game, they didn't really deter Morgan at any point as Faker...
Yeah, there's the Dominus. Chovy does have his ultimate available as the Haymaker. He was just holding onto it. Just going to walk it out. Faker knew that he couldn't really go too aggressive there, and no flashes for either of these mid laners. Chovy wants to be able to get some of this experience, but knows that there is some looping coming down here as Willa turns up. Try and at least play some interference. He will look to try and deny whichever plates T1 are going to go for as Chovy. Pit Grit helping him out here. Vista's going to move up as well. Did move over a ward, but knew that he did. A Solar Flare comes down, and he's just dead. Carrier's able to pick that one up, actually, and Chovy overstaying his welcome in the mid lane. Some of these spears are landing. Death now getting into position as Canna. His position's known. Dominus has to be popped as Carrier dives on in there. Instant Devour there onto Death, who's now getting out, trying to get the damage down. Chovy in a lot of trouble, gets the face breaker. Haymaker doesn't land onto the cannon, but he does manage to get the kill as now Carrier trying to get out of there. Blast Cone gets him to relative safety, but Deft has a piercing arrow as Faker looks to try and get a dice available, and I believe he did, but didn't need to use it. As Shirley was taken down and picked up by Canna. He sacrificed himself to get the neutral objective, the Eye of the Herald. A few abilities here from Owner, and there's the Hextech ultimatum towards the bottom side. We've got Hanwha Life Esports fighting around Canna as in goes Chovy. Looks to try and take him down. The Haymaker is going to be avoided there by the stopwatch from Canna as in goes Willa. Immediately two are executed as now Faker exhausted as he tries to get into the back line. And the Chains of Corruption ring true as well. It's a double kill. The curtain call means about 0 here for T1 as Hanwha. They win a fight and now move towards the Drake.
And they lose no one. Does he know?
Well, he now does, as the hook shot will come down, but he goes golden. There's the flash to get him over the wall. Owner now trying to chase after him. He gets himself a bit of a shield, but that is going to be the Camille going down. Hail of Arrows coming in. Another spear is going to miss as Deft is going to take a bit of damage there. The Drake not as angry just yet as Chovy. Now looking to fight Faker. You can see it's a lot of damage out of this set as Faker is going to try and take the fight to him. Oh my goodness, Kerry is just dead. The showstopper lands onto Faker and Chovy is looking for this 1v1, finds the facebreaker, and he will just take down Faker now. Canna gets exhausted and just tries to lightning rush his way out, and Hanwha are still looking to chase, but they've taken 2 down. They should be able to take the Mountain Soul, and this game...
It doesn't matter. If they go for him, they have to go in, otherwise
it's
kills
good stun.
Karma.
Hextech Ultimatum comes in immediately. It's the Zhonyas and the Slicing Maelstrom, but still don't know whether you win this. As another hook shot comes through, doesn't get the stun. Tactical sweep misses, and the flash forward from Guma will secure the Camille. But now, there are 2 that are missing from this area. Showstopper comes on through, and immediately the Graves is just dead. A little bit dangerous, but not able to get that smite off. And that means Will is able to secure the Baron. So it's 1-for-1, but Baron now circling once again on Hanwha Life. They've got themselves the Mountain Soul as well as Carrier. Yeah, slowed and will be taken out here. Gets the Zenith Blade, but it's a little bit sad in the end. Guma's going to get exhausted as Vista is just chasing after him. He's got the Devour. Can actually eat the Jhin if he wants to. As now Chovy's just underneath this turret, ignoring its potential damage, gets himself a shield from the Haymaker, and they break open the base. Canna is going to hold on to this minion wave, so at least they're not going to lose the game off this one.
What can you do?
I have absolutely no idea. Well, the Showstopper's going to come. Oh my goodness! What happened to him? He exploded! The Jhin just popped! Oh no! As Faker, he's going to pop the Dominus, looking to try and keep a hold of his Nexus turrets. Canna also just explodes, and Hanwha Life Esports, they've hit critical mass, and T1 can do nothing about it. The piercing arrows are raining down Carrier. I don't know where he was walking, but honestly, it did not matter, as Hanwha Life will do what none of us expected and get the 2-0 over T1. They've done this before. Hanwha Life Esports upsetting T1 is not a thing that we have not seen, but it wasn't what we were expecting today. But it's a beautiful sight for a lot of the Hanwha Life Esports fans. Some smiles, some sorries, but not exactly losing their minds at the end of that one, of course. Bittersweet for Hanwha Life Esports, who will not be competing in the playoffs.